Okay, so it's time for the predictions video for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Oh goody, and I completely forgot to write down the date in the fucking arena. It's not really all that important, I guess. It will be May 22nd, 2016. Again, does it really matter what city or arena it takes place in? Just finished writing down my predictions on everything, so let's get right into it. They have said that the pre-show, the kickoff match, is going to be Ziggler and Baron Corbin for like the third fucking time. No disqualification this time, however. As my prediction went last month at the Payback pay-per-view, I was predicting Corbin to go over and just destroy Ziggler because Ziggler supposedly needs to take some time off. Either he needs to get surgery or he needs to recover from some injury. Something having to do with his neck. I don't know. Either way, apparently Ziggler needs to take some time off. So, yeah. Once again, that's my prediction. Corbin wins. It's a no disqualification match, so that gives Corbin ample fucking reason to just go all out and just completely destroy Ziggler. So I'm betting that's what he's gonna do. So my official prediction on that one is Corbin to win. For the pay-per-view itself, and once again I've just put the matches in the order I think they're going to happen in. This would make the most sense. They have scheduled a tornado tag team match between the Usos and Bulletproof, Gallows and Anderson. Whatever you want to call them. That's just my nickname for them. It doesn't matter. But yeah, tornado tag match between these two teams. They really don't like each other. I don't know why they didn't go with something like a no DQ or like... Probably wouldn't be a good idea to do the Extreme Rules match since, you know, AJ and Reigns are doing that at the end of the night. But they could have had some other kind of weapon match or like a ladder match or a tables match. Oh wait, the Dudleys aren't involved. They probably wouldn't do a tables match. A chairs match. As stupid as a fucking chairs match is. But anyways... Yeah, it's a tornado tag match, which, if you don't know what a tornado match is, they don't hardly ever do them, so I can't blame you if you don't know. A tornado match basically means all four participants are allowed to... there's no tagging, essentially. You don't have to tag your partner. All four of them are going at it at the same time. It's basically like a fatal four-way match, only there's two teams instead of four individuals. It's four men in the ring at the same time, but they're two teams. Yeah, that's what a tornado match is. Like I said, they don't really do them very often. And the reason why is because it's kind of hard to follow all the action when you've got two guys over here beating the crap out of each other, and two guys on the other side of the ring beating the crap out of each other. I also believe it's no count-out. I believe is also included with the tornado rules because, you know, the action's going to spill all over the place. They can't all be... Obviously, you can't lose a tornado match by count-out because that would be stupid. There's probably still disqualifications. So, apparently there's not going to be any weapons involved, although there fucking should be. Should be like a street fight. Tornado street fight. Just let these two teams beat the crap out of each other. Anyways, my prediction is Bulletproof. I think they really need the win here. They haven't looked super good since debuting. And they've basically just been lackeys to AJ. So they need to look good here. They need a win to put them over. But then again, that's my logic. That doesn't exactly follow retard WWE logic. So, you never know what they're going to do. They might have the Usos win just to Just because, oh, the Usos are the faces and they're aligned with Roman, we can't have anybody in the family look bad. Roman's family. But yeah, I'm going to predict Bulletproof anyways. Up next, I have the United States title match. Kalisto defending the title against Rusev. Now, this one might be coming out of left field, as it's been the last couple pay-per-views in a row now. I've been predicting Kalisto to retain the title and continue on. Well, that has been the case up until now. I think the storyline has reached its end of him holding the title. He's had a decent reign, but he hasn't really done much of anything with the belt, and it's time for somebody else to take it. Not to mention, the main reason why I think this is going to be the end of Kalisto's title reign is because what Rusev has done to Sin Cara, Kalisto's tag team partner in the Lucha Dragons. Rusev beat the crap out of Sin Cara, and that was during Kalisto's match versus Del Rio. Yeah. And Kalisto didn't really do anything to stop him from beating the crap out of Sin Cara. So, my bet is Sin Cara will come down during the match. It'll look like he's going to help Kalisto win, but he'll turn on him, screw Kalisto over, and help Rusev win. And this will be the breakup of the Lucha Dragons, and Sin Cara will turn heel. But then I don't really know where the fuck Sin Cara would go after that. He would probably have a feud with Kalisto. Kalisto would win, obviously, because they want to make Kalisto look good. But then after that, where does fucking Sin Cara go? They may as well just scrap the fucking character and have Hunico take the damn mask off and go back to being himself. Because he's way better at that than being fucking Sin Cara. That dumb-ass fucking mask. I mean, you can just tell looking at Kalisto. Everybody knows having the eyes covered is not a good idea. You can't fucking see in that mask. And it was especially bad when they were doing that stupid blue and yellow lights on the ring during his singles matches. That was dumb, and I'm glad they got rid of that. Of course, he hasn't really had a singles match here recently. Not that I can remember. Maybe he did. Who cares? I don't think there was one on Raw, at least. But either way, the Sin Cara character needs to go away. I don't even know why they kept it this long. When Mystico got himself fired or whatever the fuck, or he quit, they should have just ended the Sin Cara character right then and there. Nope, we gotta have it keep going. It sells merchandise. Really bad fucking merchandise, whatever the fuck. But yeah, I think this is where the Lucha Dragons come to an end. Sin Cara's going to turn heel on Kalisto, costing him the U.S. title. Not to mention the fact Cena comes back at the end of the month. I really think that they're going to try to do this U.S. title thing with Cena and Rusev again. Just to give Cena something to do when he comes back. Because having him go right for the fucking WWE title again, that's going to look kind of suspicious. So, plus Cena really shouldn't be going after that title anymore anyways. It's time for him to start winding down in his career. He's basically done. So, they'll probably have Cena come back and go after Rusev again for the US title. They may even do something interesting, like having Rusev turn the United States title into the European title, which would be interesting. Although, being interesting, they probably won't do it, because WWE don't want to do anything fucking interesting. They just want to be stupid. But yeah, Rusev is my prediction for this match. Moving on to the next one, the tag team title match between the Vaudevillains versus the New Day, defending champions. Even though I like the Vaudevillains, I like their gimmick. They both seem to be good wrestlers, although the whole concussion thing with Enzo it was at the Payback pay-per-view last month. That was kind of a big ugly black mark on their record, but that may have just been an accident, and that may not have necessarily been their fault that Enzo got a concussion. Maybe Enzo's feet just slipped out from under him, and he started sliding that way, and then he ran into the ropes and whiplashed back to hit the mat. That was just a nasty, nasty accident, and it really sucks that it happened. But anyway, I like the Vaudevillains, but Vince McMahon has gone on record saying that he doesn't, or maybe not on record, but he has said backstage that he doesn't like them, he doesn't like their gimmick, he thinks it's dumb. So, knowing that, I doubt they're going to give the Vaudevillains the title. I really doubt it. So, I'm banking on the New Day to retain here. So that's my official prediction. The New Day to retain. They may not even win the match, but they're going to keep the titles. So, who knows? Up next, the Fatal 4-Way match for the Intercontinental title. Kevin Owens versus Cesaro versus Sami Zayn versus reigning champion The Miz. Miz will undoubtedly be accompanied by his wife Maryse, and it's a Fatal 4-Way match, which means all hell's gonna break loose. Something tells me Zayn and Owens are gonna be too distracted by beating the hell out of each other. Cesaro's probably gonna be going after The Miz most of the match. And I really think that The Miz is somehow going to sneak in a win and retain the title. Even though I really think The Miz needs to drop the title, I just couldn't really decide who would be a good person to have take the title. You know, I would like to see Sami win the title, but I really think he's still got more of a feud going with Owens, and having the title involved with the feud is just not a good idea for that. Owens thinks he never lost the title, so he wants his title back. That could happen, but, you know, I don't know. I really think Owens really ought to go on to bigger and better things. And Cesaro, I actually would like to see Cesaro win the title too, because God knows he's deserved it. He's earned it. Has Cesaro held a single fucking title? He held the U.S. title, didn't he? Maybe he was Intercontinental title before. Intercontinental champion. I don't remember. But they really ought to start building Cesaro up to have him go for the world title, because fucking hell is he worthy of it. But anyways, with all the confusion and everything that's going to happen in this match, I really think The Miz is going to sneak in a win and keep the title. So that's my prediction. Miz is going to sneak in a win to retain the title. Up next, we have the first ever Asylum match. A steel cage with various implements, weapons, a straitjacket, a mop, a potted plant, a kendo stick, I think was one of them, a steel chair. All kinds of weapons and other implements that you can use on your opponent. I don't know how this is supposed to symbolize an insane asylum, but whatever the fuck. I guess it's just an excuse for Ambrose to have weapons to beat the piss out of Jericho with. Which, by the way, is my prediction for this match. I not only want to see Ambrose beat the holy hell out of Chris Jericho in this match, I really think that they should do that, because Ambrose really needs to win this feud with Jericho and move on to something else. After Ambrose lost to Lesnar at WrestleMania, he really needs a big win to put him over, to get him boosted back up, to get some momentum back behind him. He lost a lot of momentum losing to Lesnar at Mania. It was stupid of him to even go after Lesnar in the first place. So they really just need to have him win. And I don't see any reason for Jericho to win this match. Jericho is in the frickin' twilight of his career. He's not gonna be WWE champion ever again. He's probably not gonna hold any title ever again. He's here as a, what's it called? Like development talent? Not really development, but like, he's there to put guys over. That's what he should be doing, you know? And that's what this match should be. So that's my prediction. Ambrose is just going to destroy Jericho. Or at least I hope he does. Honestly, I hope this is Jericho's last match in the WWE. Ambrose destroys him so badly he just disappears and doesn't come back. So that's my prediction on that one. Up next, the women's title match between Natalya and Charlotte. And the special stipulation being Ric Flair is banned from ringside, and if he comes down to the ring, and I think if he interferes in any way in the match, Charlotte forfeits the title immediately. So, yeah. As ridiculous and over the top as that is, I still think Charlotte's going to win. Charlotte will finally, you know, pull a gut check, and she'll actually go all out to beat Natalya. And she'll actually do it fairly. Or as fairly as she can. She'll probably still try to cheat her ass off. But yeah, that's my prediction. Charlotte's still going to win. Number one, I really don't think they're ever going to give Natalya the women's title. For some reason, they don't like her. I don't know why. I guess it's a heart thing. They still have bad blood with the Harts. Even though they've supposedly buried the hatchet with that crap. I don't know why the fuck that would even be a thing anymore. But, I don't know. Not only that, but I really think they want a good, strong heel to be champion for when Sasha comes back from just doing house shows or whatever the fuck. They're going to have Sasha take the title from her, probably. But yeah, that's my prediction. Charlotte's going to win. And finally, in the main event, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match contested under Extreme Rules. AJ Styles, the challenger, versus Roman Reigns, the defending champion. Reigns is winning this one. I don't even need a second thought on that one. They're not giving AJ the title, not anytime soon. AJ hasn't been built up enough for that yet. Honestly, it was kind of stupid of them throwing him immediately into a feud with Reigns for the title. Because obviously AJ's not going to win it. If AJ wins this match, I will be fucking surprised. Pleasantly surprised. I would love for him to win. I'm not saying I don't want him to win. I'm just saying they're not going to. There's no fucking way in hell. Hell will freeze over before the WWE gives AJ Styles their fucking WWE World Heavyweight title. I think they basically just brought AJ in to bury him. Not only that, but to keep him away from Ring of Honor and New Japan so they couldn't use him. Because they saw how well he was doing in those two companies. And they knew they could make money off of him. They got all their AJ Styles merchandise and all these other things. But yeah, that's my predictions. I really don't think they're giving AJ the belt. They really don't want Roman to lose the belt. They want to keep him looking strong. And this may end up leading into Seth Rollins could come back as a face, which would be great. And he could end up challenging Reigns for the title. And hell, if Rollins comes back sometime soon, and if Ambrose can beat Jericho and move on from that feud, we could end up seeing the fucking dream triple threat match between Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns, the triple threat of the former Shield members. People have been wanting to see that since the Shield broke up. So, yeah, that would be a good fucking idea. Also, the stuff between Styles and Reigns, it's Extreme Rules, so God knows the fucking Bulletproof guys, Gallows and Anderson, are going to get involved probably. The Usos are going to get involved probably. They'll probably just continue beating on each other from their tornado match earlier in the night, you know? Although I'm guessing that might be part of the reason why they're having a match earlier on in the night. So to tire themselves out so they can't get involved in Styles and Reigns later on. But that's bullshit, you know? Something tells me they won't care how tired they are. They'll come out and help Roman, the Usos will. And Gallows and Anderson will come out and help AJ. But they won't do that. Those are my predictions there. And as I usually do, I also include a couple of extra things that might happen. Because there's a few people who have not been on the show, Raw, SmackDown, whatever it is, and also people who just aren't scheduled for the pay-per-view, but they still have storylines going on. One of those being Golden Truth. Goldust and R-Truth, their whole big fucking storyline's been going on for God only knows how long, even though it's stupid as fuck. They'll probably have a match, a impromptu match, possibly against Fandango and Tyler Breeze, to try and avenge their loss that they had the other week on Raw, or whatever it was. So that's a possibility as an impromptu match. Because as it stands, I'm looking at the card, there's 7 matches on the card. That's the official pay-per-view. Not including the Ziggler-Corbin match on the kickoff, which would make 8. But again, just 7 matches on the actual pay-per-view. And that's to fill a 3-hour time slot for pay-per-view. So they might squeeze an extra match in there, like I said, Golden Truth versus Breezango. Yeah. Also, I'm still predicting that we may end up seeing the debut of Finn Balor on the main roster. And if we do, he'll probably cost AJ the fucking title against Reigns. And Balor will take Gallows and Anderson, and it won't just be the club anymore, it will be the Balor Club. They've already had t-shirts made with that logo. So, yeah. Although I'm not exactly sure how I would feel about Balor being a heel. I think he's been a face most of his time on NXT, so yeah. Oh, goody. That could happen, him debuting. They might just have him in some random throwaway match. He might be in the one impromptu match. Just have him debut on the main roster. But again, I think I mentioned this at some point before, he still has a steel cage match against Samoa Joe for the NXT title at whenever the next NXT pay-per-view is, I guess. Or maybe it's the next episode of the NXT show, I don't know. But that still has to happen before either one of those two can move on from the title, the NXT title, and move up to the main roster. But something tells me Joe's going to keep the NXT title, Balor will move up to the main roster, and Joe will stay in NXT for a while to get polished before he comes up to the main roster. That basically seems to be the pattern that they do. Somebody wins the NXT title, they keep it for a while, and then when they lose it, afterwards they come up to the main roster, because that's basically what it is. Becoming NXT champion is the stepping stone to going to the main roster. Because let's see, Rollins was the first NXT champion, and shortly after he lost it, no, actually, he hadn't even lost it when he and the Shield debuted on the main roster. He had to go back to NXT to lose the fucking thing. And he lost it to... Fucking hell, who did he lose it to? Was it Neville? He lost it to Neville. And then when Neville lost it to Sami Zayn, Neville went up to the main roster. And then Zayn lost it to Kevin Owens, and Zayn went up to the main roster, although briefly because he got injured. But then Owens went up to the main roster, and he took the fucking NXT title with him. But he came back and lost the NXT title to Balor, I believe. And now that brings us up to where Balor is with Joe. Balor lost the title to Joe, and yeah, so anyways, history lesson. I think that's how it went. I may have missed some things, I don't know. But either way, moving on, more of the extra stuff. We haven't seen the Social Outcasts in a while. I don't know why I even bring this up, because who gives a fuck? And since Adam Rose got himself suspended, and while he's suspended, he also happened to get himself arrested for domestic abuse. This was on NoDQ.com, by the way. Yeah, so he got himself arrested. He's probably going to end up fired. But the rest of the Social Outcasts aren't doing anything. Where has Bo Dallas been? Where has Heath Slater been? Where has Curtis Axel been? They've just disappeared. We haven't seen them on Raw. Haven't seen them on SmackDown that I know of. I don't really remember. But yeah, they've been gone, so what the fuck? Not like I want them to come back, but whatever. Finally, Big Cass, and to a lesser extent, Enzo Amore. Big Cass isn't scheduled for anything on the pay-per-view, but they seem like they're really trying to push him here lately, so they might have him do something. They might have Enzo come back, and they might be in a tag team match, maybe versus the Dudleys or something. Don't know, but those are all just kind of extra things, not really all that important. I'll go over all of the predictions once again. In the kickoff show, I'm predicting Baron Corbin to beat Dolph Ziggler. No DQ match. The pay-per-view proper. Tornado tag match, I'm predicting Bulletproof to defeat the Usos. I'm predicting Rusev to defeat Kalisto to become the new U.S. champion. Probably with outside interference from Sin Cara turning heel. I'm predicting the New Day to defeat the Vaudevillains to retain the tag team titles. Predicting The Miz to defeat Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Kevin Owens to retain the Intercontinental title. And I'm predicting Dean Ambrose to defeat Chris Jericho in the Asylum match. And predicting Charlotte to retain the women's title against Natalya. And in the main event, I'm predicting Roman Reigns to defeat AJ Styles to retain the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, or World Heavyweight Championship in the Extreme Rules match. So there's the predictions. Don't know if you really want to see my crappy-ass handwriting, but there it is. You can see that there. And so there it is. Those are my predictions. Pay-per-view is going to be tomorrow night. I'm posting this Saturday, recording it Saturday night. So it's going to be tomorrow night. I'll have to watch the pay-per-view and see what happens. Most of those I'm thinking are right on the money. I really don't think Reigns is losing the title. I really don't think Corbin is going to lose to Ziggler again. The rest of them, though, I'm actually kind of not super sure about. I don't know. So anyways, those were my predictions. Thank you for watching the predictions video for the Extreme Rules 2016 pay-per-view. That will be May 22nd, 2016, in whatever town and whatever arena. I don't know what it is. I'll have that info during the pay-per-view video itself, because I will know what it is. I could probably look it up on WWE.com, but it's not super important right now. Anyways, those were my predictions. Thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow night for the pay-per-view when we go over that, and I'll tell you what happened. Don't get your hopes up for AJ winning. It's not going to happen. I am basically 100% on that. They ain't letting him win the title. They will find some way to have Reigns keep the title, whether we like it or not. And we don't. But he's their guy. He's not a bad guy. He's not a good guy. He's their guy. That's what he should start saying. I'm their guy. I'm Vince's guy. Vince's backdoor guy. Anyways, that's been my predictions. Thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow night for the pay-per-view, and I'll tell you what happened. So, thank you and good night.